Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now in this video we are going to look at how to use Terraform to provision a VPC. Basically what I have here so far is just a copy of what we had for the previous video. I have variables here defined for user, region, availability zone 1 and 2. You can see the region is US East 1, so availability zone has to be 1 something, so 1A and 1B. Then you have the AMI and you have the type T2 micro. Okay, provider is still the same, AWS. Output, we had IP address as our output in the previous file, but now I'm gonna output an elastic IP. Okay, so I will attach an elastic IP to our VPC. So that's why this is here, but I'll come back to this later. Apart from that, our main file is empty, and then we have the same keys that we used for the previous tutorial. Okay, so first search for VPC in your Terraform documentation for AWS. This is VPC. Now you look for AWS VPC. This is it. And this are examples, so I'm gonna copy and edit it. Okay, so I will number it. Now this is gonna be our VPC. Paste the resource here. And for the name, I'll give it iQuant VPC. CIDI block, I'll leave it as it is. Tenancy, the tag, change this to iQuant VPC. Okay, now that's our VPC. But we need to attach a security group. Make sure that certain traffic are allowed and others are not allowed. Okay, so to attach a security group. And so for that, under VPC, we are still under the VPC module. You can see security group, AWS security group writer. There are some notes here that you need to read to take note of, but if you go down, you see an example of VPC right here. You can copy this and use it. Now the note above here is talking about using ingress and egress as argument in your AWS security group. Okay, so formally, you could write your security group and then you would specify the variables egress and ingress. That will tell you which ports are allowed communication and which ports are not allowed in and out of the VPC. This way of doing things is getting deprecated. Okay, so it's becoming outmoded. So the new way you do it is to rather use this AWS security group and then create another resource for each ingress rule that you want to allow. Instead of specifying egress and ingress inside of the security group, we are now going to create actual resources for them as well. I'm going to copy this for the security group, and for the name, I'm going to call it iQuant security group. Call it iQuant underscore security group. Now this is going to allow, say, some inbound traffic and all outbound traffic. So outbound traffic, we are going to allow all. Now for VPC ID, we have VPC defined here in the name for the VPC is this. So to place main with that and .id. And then for the tag, we're going to use again iQuant SG. That's our security group. Right, so I noted earlier, we need to define our ingress and egress. So first, ingress. Now ingress is basically incoming traffic. Okay, so you are going to specify the ports. This is an example of ingress, so let's copy this, paste it here. Now I'm going to use this for SSH. Now remember, SSH is port 22, right? So you change this to port 22. The type is still TCP, and then I'll make some changes here. For the name, I'll say allow SSH traffic. And then for the security group ID, our security group name is iQuant SG. So I'll copy this and then replace this. VPC, our VPC ID is iQuant VPC. I'll use that to place main for VPC. And that's our ingress for SSH, which is port 22. Let's create one more That will be another ingress for HTTP, and that is port 80. So another ingress resource, I'll just copy this, paste it here, and edit it. So this is for HTTP. Security group VPC is the same. I'll just change this to 80. Next, egress or outbound rules. Now for this, we are going to define for all ports. Okay, outbound rule for all ports. So again, from here you will see egress rule. So you take a copy of this, paste it, and we are allowing all traffic via IPv4. For the security group ID, you have iquant SG for a security group, so you have to replace that portion 000. And then for IP protocol, it's -1. Now this -1 means all ports, so you're gonna make no changes there, and that is for egress. And then the next one, we need to create some subnets. Okay, I'll create public subnet 1 in the VPC, and then I'll create one private subnet. Okay, and for that, under VPC, still you see AWS_subnets right there, and you see a simple example here. You can copy that, paste it. You know our VPC is iquant VPC, so you need to replace this name, iquant VPC. You're replacing this also with iquant pub/sub. That's public subnet. You'll use the same CID block, and this is iquant pub/sub. I'm gonna copy this same thing and use it for private. Just change this name, private, and I'll change this 1 to 2, then I'll change the tag to private. You can also attach availability zone to your subnet. Okay, since availability zone has been defined in our variables here, AZ1 and AZ2, I'm gonna add the public subnet. Of course, for availability zone, you will see it as part of the option here. See availability zone right here, that's an option. So availability _zone. Okay, so it's var dot, let's use AZ1, and that will be US East 1. And then I will do the same for private subnet, only I'll make this in AZ2. Okay, so that's for our subnets. Now, as it stands, there's no difference between a public and private subnets. But when we connect the public subnets to a routing table, to an internet gateway, that's the only time you distinguish between the two. Then this subnet particularly becomes public, and this becomes private. Next, we're gonna define our internet gateway. This is to provide a route for communication with the internet. So let's look for internet gateway. This is it. You can copy this and modify it. Let's call it iquant IGW, and of course our VPC is iquant VPC. The tag will be the same as this name. Okay, so this is just gonna expose our VPC to the internet. If it's gonna expose our gateway to our VPC to the internet, we need to route traffic from our public subnet, which is this, to that internet gateway. Okay, so that there's a traffic there. So we are gonna create a route table. Now this is just gonna connect our public subnet to our internet gateway. And for that, you look for route table This is an example. You can copy this. We don't need all of it, but let's copy it and modify it. Paste. Now call it icons route table RT. Our VPC is icons VPC. I'll route everything from our public subnets to our internet gateway. Okay, so 00. And our internet gateway is icons IGW. So copy this to place this example you see here. Now we don't need IPv6 since we are not using IPv6. Okay, so we can get rid of this part. For the tag, I can use the same name as this. And that is our route table. But whenever you create a route table, you need to create a route table association. That's when you actually associate it with your internet gateway. Copy this. So this will be route table association. That's the association of the public subnet to the route table. So I'll call it icons route table A. And then for the subnet, we are associating it with the public subnet. So that is icons pub sub. That's the name we gave it. Okay. And then for our route table, is right on top here. We called it icons and that's dash RT. So that's our route table association. For the last resource, of course, you can add more resources. You can add a NAT gateway to expose private subnets to connect or to accept traffic from the internet and all that. For now, I'm just going to attach an elastic IP to the internet gateway. Elastic IP will ensure that the IP address is not dynamic. That way you can still use the same IP address. For that, let's look for EIP. Search for EIP. This is an example. But the only difference is this EIP is for the internet gateway. Okay, so I'll call this icons EIP. And we use the keyword depend on, and that is what is specified here. So EIP may require internet gateway to exist prior to association. Use depends on to set an explicit dependency on internet gateway. Okay, so depends underscore on. So you need to specify a list which is for AWS internet gateway. Now internet gateway, we call it icons IGW. We are not currently attaching it to any instance, so you can get rid of this. Or if you like, you can add some tags. This is icons EIP. Save this. So far, we've created 11 resources. Right, that's enough. You can add more, but it's enough for now. Initialize Terraform with Terraform in it. By the way, our backend is still in S3. It's initialized. Let's do some formatting, especially with the indentation. Then validate. Okay, everything is valid. Plan. It's always good to do plan before you apply. Okay, so 11 resources to add, and that's exactly the number 11, total 11 resources. And for the output, we are printing the elastic IP. Since everything looks good, just gonna run Terraform apply. But instead of answering the prompt yes, I'll do auto approve. Okay, so it's done, and you can see our elastic IP address right here. Now let's go back to the AWS console and go to VPC. So VPC. Now for your VPC, you see our icons VPC right there with all the details here. And this is a resource map. This basically shows you the map of traffic inside the VPC that we just created. So we have two subnets, public and private subnets. We are routing the public subnet to the internet. So it's going through the route table to our internet gateway connection. The private, we didn't connect it to the internet, so it connects to a default or a private route table. Okay, that's not accessible through the internet. You'll see some other things like CIDR that we used, the tag. Then for subnets, you will see the private and public subnets here. You see your route table, you see your internet gateway. So this is how you would create a virtual private cloud on AWS using Terraform. Before you end your session, be sure to destroy the resources you've created. So Terraform destroy, auto approve, press enter, and that should destroy all 11 resources that were added. Okay, so 11 resources have been destroyed. Back in our VPC, refresh, and now VPC is gone. Our subnets are also gone. Route table, you refresh it, that's also gone. Internet gateway, refresh it, that's also gone. So you've completely destroyed everything. Thank you for joining me on this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. See you on the next one.